Hey Wanderers, and welcome back to Outlaws Wanted. Last time, the crew of the Honor began investigating the mysterious attacks on Core 5. So far, no one has claimed credit for the attacks on the tenuous peace. Can the crew learn the secret of Core 5 in time to avoid total war? Alright, hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good.
Cool, so this is a slightly new format, so if this seems weird, sorry, we're all recording remotely now. Alright, so I know it's been a while, so just to kind of refresh you guys, right now, I have names written down. Sully and Jyla, you just left a meeting with lay magistrate Norn, who suggested that you maybe talk to the victims of the attacks on Core 5. He also said that he just did not have enough people to even begin to launch these types of attacks, so it's definitely not him. And also, people from the Imposition are victims of this attack, so it's unlikely that it's them. And then flipping over to our other half of the party, Captain Mal and Vi.
Yeah.
Aha, I nailed that name finally for the first time ever. You guys tried to meet with Commander Rex Lancer and basically found out that he spends very little of his time ruling and very much of his time at holo brothels, like holodecks.
I just think it's funny you said ruling like he's a monarch.
Well, I mean, kind of is. There's very little difference between,
governing.
Regioning, military dictator in an occupied state
fine.
And monarch. He's supposed to be running this settlement on this planet, and he is not doing that. So you guys know where this holo brothel is, where he tends to hang out. It's kind of seen as seedy, like it was a little bit scandalous that he spends his time here. But that's what you guys know so far. So Mandy and Caitlin, pick a number between 1 and 10.
2.
7.
Mandy. Wait, did you say 7, Mandy?
I said 7.
Yes. All right. So that means Vi and Mal, you guys are going first.
Woo! Okay.
So you are on the street in this city that is half futuristic Galactic Alliance, chic looking iPhone buildings, and half industrial nightmare buildings of the Imposition.
Okay.
There's, people walking around in the streets. You know that there's some sketchy back alley you can make your way to find fake prostitutes. But until then, it's just kind of, you got the run of the city to try to figure out what's going on here and why there are these attacks happening.
I mean, we're going to that holo brothel place, right?
Yeah, how much direction did that receptionist give us towards finding the one that he's at?
You know where it is. There's a blip on your map. You know what I mean?
Okay. We're following our smartphone GPS.
You have a quest indicator for this.
I asked my Space Google robot thing.
I gave that Space Google voice thing a robot. He goes, "Yippee! You know where to find the prostitutes."
All right.
Don't let anyone know you're there. It's shameful. Not that prostitution's shameful necessarily. I feel like I've put my foot in my mouth. There's no good way to talk about prostitution. Moving on.
Yeah, I assume unless there's anything else, we head straight towards that particular holo brothel.
All right, so you guys make your way across the city. There's, I don't know, it's not huge, this city, but it's fairly dense. And there's a lot of, vertical movement around these giant cathedral-y looking steampunk buildings. The closer you get there, the buildings become more squat and more run down. This is not a good looking place. Before, you were seeing a lot of Galactic Alliance officers in uniform seeming to sort of be patrolling, and you would also occasionally see maybe 1 or 2 Imposition soldiers seeming like they were patrolling the streets. By this point now, all you see is just kind of decay and misery around you, so you guys are starting to kind of stand out a little bit as being better dressed than most people. So, I mean, this is people sitting in the streets, you can just see drug deals going down. It's not a nice place.
Just right there.
There's a cat eating another cat. It's really bad. Sorry I said something about cats. There's a giant rat.
No, sorry. No. The one that was eating a cat was being eaten, but it was actually a flurkin eating a cat.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what was happening.
Sorry, what I should have said is a giant rat is being eaten by a more giant rat. And you guys kind of roll up to an alley that you look down, and there's just one blinking sign that just says Holla good time.
Haha.
All right.
You were really proud of that one, weren't you?
Yeah, I came up with that extemporaneously, so I'm pretty proud of Hollow Good Time.
So dumb. I guess we just go in.
So you're just walking in? Just
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, unless you, Mel, have a different idea.
Well, I can imagine that the management of this place is going to be keen on just telling us that this guy is actually here, because I'm sure that they have some kind of like client confidentiality thing where they don't just like, oh yeah, the leader of the place is here in our brothel. Like, I'm sure that's not how they operate.
Yeah.
But
okay.
we could try, right?
You open the door. It's very tiny. When you walk into this like minuscule little waiting room, there is a desk that's just made of like plain metal, and behind it nothing. Once the door closes behind you, you hear a kind of clicking lock sound, and then there's a faint buzz, and a crappy looking hologram shows up in front of you. It's of a woman with like giant hair. She's kind of older, and she's, wearing like a cocktail dress, getting a flapper.
So it's the 80s.
What? I mean...
So it's the 80s.
It's the space 80s. Everything's a little dirty. She's like fake smoking, you know what I mean? Like she's smoking, but she's a hologram, so that doesn't really mean anything.
Is it like a really smooth hologram, or is it like really jerky? Like
it's really bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It looks like it's from one projector. Its movements are not fluid, and it is also not a smooth picture. It is itself very grainy. And she says, "Hello, welcome to Hollow Good Times.
Hello?
What will be your fantasy this evening?"
Well, we're actually looking for someone.
There is nobody here, but good times for you.
Maybe we didn't think this through. Hang on.
What would you need to think through?
Can we come back in like a little bit? We need to think through this a little bit.
Pleasure is always waiting for you at Hello Good Times.
Real quick, while he's talking to this hologram, so you said this is like a minuscule little place. Are there like doors leading?
There's one door leading out. The assumption would be that all of like the personalized holodecks. This is really gross. I'm sorry I'm describing a whorehouse for all of you guys, my friends. Anyways.
I mean, this was your choice to put him at this place.
Yeah.
It's exactly where he would be. It's just then in having to be a madam for a gross prostitute den, it doesn't feel as much fun for me. Anyways, it is assumed, right, you would open the door and continue on to like your own private room. But you have to talk to her first. So this is not the brothel.
Gotcha. So I guess my question is based on like what we saw of the outside of the building and what we saw of the inside of the building. Is this like leading off into 10 different rooms, or is this like a 2-room type place? Like, is this how big are we looking at?
It is more than 2. You don't know how expansive it is. This is kind of built into a massive, like, sprawling structure. So it would be very possible for this place to be massive because the city is all conjoined and huge.
Gotcha.
So this is just like a hole in the wall type place that we don't know if it's...
You don't know what's behind that door.
Yeah, we don't know if it's just this one floor or if it's a 5-story thing that has all the different hollow suites or whatever.
Got it.
This is kind of like plausible deniability. If they think you're sketchy, they're not going to let you in, and then who knows what's behind this door,
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
So, how about we just, like, head out and, like, talk about this and figure out what we're going to do? Because I don't think we really thought this through.
Come back whenever you want. A pleasurable evening.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye. And she like flickers out.
Door
of
unlocked and
existence.
we're allowed to leave.
Yeah, the door unlocks. You're not like prisoners of a creepy sex dungeon now.
Okay, that's good. All right, so I was thinking about this. Like, I don't think they're going to tell us. They're not going to be able to point us to where he is. That's just not going to happen. What if we kind of just like stake this place out and wait for him? We know what he looks like. We could just kind of like hang out here and see if he pops out at some point.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that, or if after a while that doesn't work, I could always try hacking.
Yeah, we could try to. We think we could like hack into the like some kind of locator signal, like if he's got like his communicator on him that might tell us where he is.
Well, that, or I imagine the place itself probably has some. They probably keep track of their clients.
Oh, you say like hack into their system. It says, oh, he's in suite 7, and we just go bust into suite 7.
Well, you bust in or be polite about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really want to bust into that kind of a thing.
yeah, I think that's probably, I agree, that's probably not a great idea. So I guess we're just going to chill out here for a bit then. And we could always, like, if we could chill out here for a bit, if nothing happens, then we could go, like, try to get parts of the ship and meet up with our group and then try again tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that, I think that works. We can wait, like, an hour or two, see if, hopefully it doesn't last longer than that. And if it is lasting longer than that, then we can go back in the main room and I can try to fiddle with their, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure there's like a computer system or something that they have to swipe to get in.
All right, I like this. So do you guys want to try to like blend into the background, or are you just gonna, as soon as he walks out the door, just be like, hey, we're outlaws and we're here to talk to you? You know what I mean?
I think we would, like, here's how I'm imagining it. I think we would, like, wait for him to come out. When we see him, we kind of, like, follow him to a point where it's, like, not, like, basically where if we, like, come up and talk to him, it's not ridiculous. It's not like we could just be citizens that wanted to talk with the governor or whatever. Like, we're not trying to jump him, I don't think.
I imagine I probably have, like, I don't know. Like, we obviously don't look as bad as the people around here. We look better from what you said, right?
This is not a nice area.
Yeah,
correct?
This isn't a nice area. So, I don't know. Grab some dirt and rub it on my face. No, I don't know. I don't know. Mal, or Vincent, do you have an idea?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, we could just kind of try to just hang out here. We might stick out, or we would stick out like sore thumbs, but I don't know.
Do you want to stake out the place? Like, we could probably find like an alley to kind of just chill out in and keep an eye on it so we're not immediately visible to him when he leaves.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I guess I don't know what kind of equipment we really have. Do we have anything that could be like a surveillance device?
Yes, I have
you have surveillance stuff?
I have
Both
my drone.
of you guys have that, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have a robot, Vinny.
Yeah. Okay, but we need to put limits on what it can do. Like,
It can see things, it just can't touch things.
okay, the way you put it in there was like it was basically like a walking Wikipedia. It sounded like.
Yeah.
And now it's like can be a surveillance camera and.
So I specifically have a drone that has camera and mics, and that is what it is for. It is specifically for surveillance. Now that I am looking at my sheet,
It feels like my thing is a little overpowered if it's going to do all that.
that's fair.
If it can do what I've been using it for, and then also what Mandy's whole thing can do, it's like that seems a little broken.
It's whatever. I ain't worried about it. But okay, so you're setting up a drone. You're gonna go hide elsewhere.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So hours pass, but we're going to fade over to Sully and Vi. Is Sully around? Sully is around. Sully waking up from a nap.
I didn't actually know he was still laying there. I thought he'd like gotten up and gone somewhere.
Sully and Jyla.
Yeah, Sully and Jyla, sorry.
We're here.
All right, Sully and Jyla, you are outside of a massive cathedral that was used for governing this place before it was taken over by the Galactic Alliance. What you want to do?
I think we want to go to where the, like, whatever wreckage is left from the attacks and see if we can talk to any of the survivors.
Oh, cool. Okay, so asking around, let's say, actually, no, let's do this. Make me I need to get out a list of moves that you guys can make. Make me an investigation check to find an area where there has been an attack.
Is that plus smarts?
It is plus smarts,
I got a
yeah.
6.
Awesome.
I got an 11.
Okay, cool. That is good to know. So, when you guys landed, you took note of the fact that the area that was probably hit the hardest would be the docks. The docks are always going to be the most vulnerable part of any planet. Destroying them basically cuts off the planet from space. So, it's an important aspect. It's the hub of the planet, right? Everything has to go through the docks.
Right.
So that is where you'd seen the most destruction of these vessels, like wreckage from vessels that was sitting there. So that's where you could head back to and try to ask around about what happened.
Doc, do you got any plans for this?
You mean we're not going back to the ship?
No, I mean, Lay Minister Norn
Oh, yeah,
kind
you're
of
right.
gave the impression that we should talk to some of the survivors. And I wondered if you had a tactic for that, because my forte would be the thing that made these people survivors, shall we say.
Your fortitude? That's your forte, is fortitude?
No, it's blowing
Strong
stuff
will?
up.
Oh.
Yep, that's my
Yeah,
job.
that makes sense, Jyla Mavek. You really like doing that, and it's really not helpful for patching people together.
Right, so you think maybe as your professional doctrine could maybe get you
I
to
mean,
talking with some of these people?
I mean, we can try. I'm not known for my bedside manner. Remember that time when I had to reset your arm? You said lots of words that I did not understand the meaning of, but they all sounded very hurtful.
Well, yeah, because you were breaking my arm again.
That's because you didn't put the splint on right. I told you to not. I told you to keep the splint on for 3 weeks, and what did you do? Take it off immediately.
I had a job to do. It wasn't keeping a splint on. Anyway.
It also wasn't drinking 3 pints of beer and then sleeping under a table at the bar, but there you were.
Right, resting up.
Caitlin, is there something about your character always being an alcoholic?
It's a trope she likes.
No, Zach assigned that to me.
I'm sorry.
It's a trope Zach
Yeah, I was
likes.
gonna say, what just happened here is Zach just assigned a bunch of things for Caitlin's character. Zach just basically decided Caitlin's character
Caitlin's
for
broken
her.
an arm. She's an alcoholic. She sleeps under tables.
He was getting her new character confused with Nyx.
I mean, she has a southern accent, so it follows.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's just space Nyx.
I feel like the broken arm with being an explosive expert is something that has have happened to you.
That would make sense.
Oh no, that
Burns.
one's fair. The drunkenness is Nyx.
I didn't say she got blackout drunk. I just said she drank and then fell asleep under a table,
Anyway,
which also seems par for the course.
So, you guys show up at the docks. There is destruction everywhere. Do you want to try to hone in on one beat up dude?
Oh, man, Cody, you missed a good joke that the doc showed up at the docks.
I don't get the joke. I'm sorry. My brain's
He's the
dumb.
doctor. Come on, Cody.
Oh, got it.
Wait, did you really not get that?
I'm dumb. Leave me alone. It was lost
He's a
in
doctor, not a jester.
it was lost in the internet translation. Sure.
Yeah, it got lost over Discord somewhere.
I can be your assistant if you want to offer aid.
Wait, are you actually going to be my assistant? Because God help anyone who is a patient of mine.
No, I'm figuring out a reason for me to be tagging along with you if I'm not blowing stuff up. Go.
Well, I mean, you could be my friend.
Sure, I am your friend and assistant.
I'm still worried about these patients then.
Well, go talk to him and find out what's wrong. Go.
Okay, I go up to people who look like refugees.
You see a guy who's trying to load boxes at the dock, but he's notably limping at this point, trying to do his job, but clearly can't, and he kind of is slumping over. So you can talk to him. He's just loading boxes, looking sad.
Hello, friend. My name is Sullivan Brackle. I am here to provide medical aid. Are you in need of assistance?
Well,
Don't worry. I am a certified doctor.
my leg does not work like it used to work. My arm hurts. I can't see out of one of my eyes ever since the ship landed. And also I've developed a cough that sounds like one of my lungs ain't working.
All of those sound terrible. Let me take a look. Can I take a look at him and try to fix him?
You can take a look at him. You can act under pressure.
What do I use for doctoring?
Act under pressure, which is cool.
It's cool. Come on. I'm a doctor.
Okay, I'll give you smarts.
That's why I put points in smarts.
Well, I'm sorry, there's not a make a medical check move in the default moves, but we'll say that makes sense.
I would argue that if I was doing it in a high pressure situation, that it would be actor under pressure. But since I'm taking time,
I'm
rolled
not
a 10
arguing
though.
with you. So he needs a hospital for most of these things, but you managed to get his leg in a splint and tell him to try to stay off of it for a little while. Oh, thank you. Is there any way that I can repay you? Also, what do I do about the eye I can't see out of?
For the eye, you're probably gonna want to go to a hospital.
He's missing the eye, by the way.
You'll probably want to talk to a robotic technician to get a new one installed.
Oh, well, anyways, what can I do for you now that you've been so neighborly?
No payment is required. I am only here to help.
Oh, okay, bye. He just starts to kind of
Wait,
shuffle off.
I was wondering, since you were there when the attack happened, what was it like? What happened?
He kind of perks up and goes, "You want to hear my stories?"
I do, yeah.
All right, let me spin you a yarn. It was a week or two or some amount of weeks ago. I was here loading crates as I do. Then all of a sudden, the earth shook. The sky turned to blackness, and then we heard the most terrible sound, this whistling roar as thump, 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 giant spiky looking spaceships just flew into the ground, erupting in fire and destruction. Then I saw them, the creatures. They ran through the docks, killing willy-nilly, blowing up my crates, shooting me in the leg, blinding my face. It was a nightmare.
So, you said the ships were like spikes?
Well, yeah, they looked like mean and pointy and kind of like knives falling from the sky.
And what did these creatures look like?
Well, you know what a man looks like?
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen a man before.
Imagine that, but way suckier. They were all like goopy and malformed. They had like screwed up faces. They were slimy, but they had arms and legs. And they was huge.
All right. Cody, do the ships sound like any kind of ship that I've seen in my tours?
You can, one, ask this guy that question, and two, you could also make a, you could make an investigation check.
Okay.
Or you can ask him that question directly.
That doesn't sound like any ship I've seen to have an insignia. Who would want to do this?
Oh, there was no insignia, but I recognize a ship when I see it. Them's was imposition ships.
What makes you say that?
Well, by the fact that they looked like giant, evil-looking knife ships.
I didn't realize the imposition was into attacking their own kind, Aren't
Yeah.
they here?
It does hurt my feelings, what with me being a citizen of the imposition, sort of. But there was something wrong with those ships. They looked evil.
More so than the usual amount of imposition evil?
Imposition is not evil. We're good people. We just tend to be religiously extroverted.
That was a little rude, Doc. I give the man some credit.
It must be. I am sorry, good sir. That was very rude of me.
You'll never be forgiven. Imposition will live forever. All hail the king. Emperor. I think it's an emperor. Anyways, emperor.
Yeah, all hail Emperor. What's his name? Well, that was quite a yarn, and we do appreciate it.
It was all true. I seen it with my one eye that still worked.
Yeah, you should take care of the other one, but I hear they got some real good robotics, and you should be good as new, right, Doc? Right?
As I said, stay off the leg. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything my companion would do, and you'll be fine.
Hey, now.
Am I wrong?
Great. No problem. As you walk away, you see him stand up and start loading crates again.
I don't think that's going to help the leg.
Man's got to earn a living.
But how is he going to earn a living with his leg broken?
How is he going to earn a living resting up? You see the problem here. Anyway, should we reconvene with our good friends?
Not everyone has a clone slug, though. Jyla Mavek.
Never mind.
He needs to rest on the leg. I'm just saying.
I think we want to meet up with our pals.
Cool. So right as you think to yourself, we want to meet up with our pals, the sky grows dark, and you hear the whistling of thunderous objects hurtling towards the surface of the planet. And we cut back over to what's her name and what's his name? Vi and Mal, who are currently sitting in an alley looking at their drone control screen, waiting for a commander? I said he was commander, right? Commander Rex. To leave the, what is it called? Hologood Times. So,
So dumb.
After like an hour of you guys just chilling in this alleyway, people have been shuffling by. The door of Hollow Good Times slides open, and a guy in a very crumpled, like kind of rough looking military uniform shuffles out. He has like unkempt blonde hair, and
smoking a cigarette.
No, he's not smoking. He's just stumbling, and his shirt's like it's just unbuttoned and kind of untucked. Like he's wearing a military uniform wrong. He kind of
You get the joke I was making, right?
No, I don't.
Coming out of a hollow brothel, smoking a cigarette.
Oh, now I get it.
Sorry that I had to make my subtext text for you.
Is it a hollow cigarette?
Anyways, he's stumbled drunking down the street, kind of murmuring to himself.
All right, I guess we follow him, right?
Yeah, I say we kind of like.
Or do we send the drone to follow him?
Well, what I was gonna suggest is let the drone follow, and we'll kind of like we'll follow the drone and catch up to it until we're in an area that looks like not as suspicious.
Awesome. What I want you guys to both do is act under pressure.
Okay.
Which is cool.
It is
what?
It is cool.
Act under pressure.
Ooh, barely got a 7.
Okay.
I got a 6. I'm trying to see if anything counts. Nope, that's smart.
Man, there is so much temptation to lie when no one can see the digital dice I just rolled.
Well, I mean, always succeeding the rolls would just make the game less fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing I can add. I got a 6.
You guys are kind of following at a safe distance, mostly using the robot, but at one point, Vi gets kind of ahead of herself and walks out into the street and kind of trips over trips over a trash can.
It's because I'm looking at the drone
looking
screen.
at the screen. And at first this seems fine, but he goes like another block and then gets kind of this shifty-eyed look and tries to run into a building, like open a door and run into a building. But instead, he just runs headlong into the door that doesn't open when he tries to turn the handle and falls back in the street sprawling.
So is he like knocked out, or is he just kind of like on his butt?
He fell down and he's struggling to get back to his feet. He's very intoxicated.
How far away are we? Like close enough that we could go help him up and?
Yeah, you could.
Sure
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go help him up and make sure he's okay.
Same, but I catch my drone, so I make sure I still have it.
Cool. So
yeah, because you know that Cody would steal it from you if you didn't explicitly claim that you picked it up.
I mean, he's made it very clear that because one of the positive tags is that it's easy to replace. But if I don't have to go get parts for that as well, I'd like to avoid that.
So he slams into the door, falls on the ground, and then who wants to go try to help him up?
I'm just gonna go over and try to help him up while she's getting her drone.
Okay, so you reach down to him with your hand, and right as you're like right next to him, he rolls over and holds a blaster at you and goes, "You're under arrest for chasing an officer of the Galactic Imposition."
What are you talking about? We just
You're
saw
under
you fall
arrest.
we just saw you fall, and we're here to help you up.
I saw you.
And I have my arms up, like I'm just like not me. Like obviously I'm trying to like bluff him, whatever.
Yeah. So roll grease the wheels.
And what do you add to that?
That is charm.
Come on. Oh yeah, that is a 10. I rolled a 9 plus 1.
So that little robot wasn't yours, which means someone else is tailing me. You're a soldier. I order you to find out who was tailing me. I am being chased by a small robot and a lady who trips over trash cans. And now I need to escape. He stands up and runs back into the door and kind of staggers again.
All right. So maybe we should actually. I guess I probably have my captain's thing on now.
Yeah, you do. That's why he gave you an order.
So I guess I technically outrank him, right?
No.
No, he's a commander.
He's a commander.
If I'm a captain, what is the hierarchy? Because in the lore I'm used to in Star Trek, it's captain then commander.
Oh.
So would he basically have the rank of captain effectively? he's basically the highest rank he could be here.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily outrank him.
You don't outrank him here, I would say.
Okay. So like captains of ships and commanders of bases are the same rank effectively. Sure. That's what we're gonna go with.
I'm treating it like yes in this case. What's up, Mandy?
So since I kind of envision my character being very motherly, could I have in like my kit some kind of hangover cure?
Yes, you definitely can.
Perfect. I forget with this one if we can like flip coins or something, but I imagine that would be something that she would have.
No, just roll grease the wheels.
Oh, perfect. Which is charm.
Is this hangover cure or like auto sober or both?
I imagine it's kind of both. There's probably like in the space future, there's probably like you probably get like pills, and one is a hangover cure and one is a sober up.
Okay.
Depending on like what you're doing. That is a 9.
So that's a mixed success. So you can give him the pills, and he's happy with that. But he's going to recognize that you were following him.
Okay.
Why were you following me? Also, thank you for this cure to what was definitely not me being intoxicated, because I am on duty.
Of course not, sir. I wouldn't imagine that you would be intoxicated at all. I hope that helps you feel better.
Anyways, back to you both being under arrest. You're both under arrest. Also, why are you following me? Also, I think I ordered you to find out who was following me. It's her. I figured it out.
I found out it's her. Yeah, she's right here.
I think you're both still under arrest, though?
You're both very smart. Commander Rex, we just wanted to ask a couple questions about who you think might be bombing, right? Is that what it is? Bombing the planet?
I mean, it's obvious, right, dummy? It is the Imposition. They look like Imposition ships. Yes, maybe they're a little strange. The Imposition are violent, crazy people. They're obviously trying to kill all of us, people with the Galactic Alliance, the best, space military organization ever. So obviously that's who it is. It's an open and shut case. And I know people here are making a big noise about how it's not them, but it is. That's all there is to it.
So then I guess my question is, why has nothing been done about it?
Well, I mean, look, you're in a uniform. I'm sure you know bureaucracy is a thing. So I tell the Admiral, hey, look, you need to come destroy this planet and get me out of here. He says, well, you have to have proof before we can destroy an entire world. Now, I think that is ridiculous, but apparently it looks bad if we capture an Imposition planet and then destroy it like a month later. So he says I'm failing to do my job if I cannot subdue this planet, which is ridiculous because this planet is bad.
Well, do you have any proof currently that the Imposition is destroying the planet?
I mean, who else would it be? It's obviously the Imposition.
Well,
but what if it's like someone that stole Imposition ships? Because I've seen Imposition ships around that weren't controlled by the Imposition.
Have
you not?
I mean, no, I specifically have never seen any ship that besides just the one that brought me here. But my point is, it's obvious it's them. We've been at war with them, so it really doesn't make sense for it to be anybody else.
Can you tell us anything about the bombings, other than who you think it's by? How have they looked when it's been happening?
I mean, since it's an Imposition attack, it's unorganized. It's chaos. They seem to be bombing everything. Lots of ships landing in the dock, just blowing stuff up, which is stupid because they're wrecking their only way to use this planet. And then also they seem to be targeting kind of like agricultural stores, which is what this planet makes. So they're destroying those. It's making it a whole hassle. But, I mean, it's just a mess. It's just chaos. They're not like an organized assault force that's blowing up specific targets. They just land all over the city and wreck things.
So then my question is, if it is the Imposition that's attacking, why would they be attacking their own people?
They don't even care. Like, to them, it's not people. They're like subjects because, whatever. That's how the Imposition is.
I mean, I would think even the Imposition wouldn't want to like destroy their own people, right? Like,
and that is why I am not in the Imposition. You've just figured it out. You're both very brilliant.
Yes. Okay.
Because I am a people.
I'm still not convinced it's the imposition, but it's the best.
Well,
we
you're
have to
still
go
not
on
in
right
command
now.
of this planet, so, you know.
Yeah, I understand, sir.
Yeah, sir, wait, you're both still under arrest, I think, right? For, what were you under arrest for? Remind me.
I don't remember. Do you remember, Mel?
I think we just wanted to talk to you, and you were extremely drunk, and we helped you. Like we just want to make sure you're right, and just have a little chat with you.
How about this? You're not under arrest, and you didn't find me here, and I was never drunk.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met you before. Who are you?
Yeah, that's right.
Who was drunk?
But I am Commander Rex. I'm kind of a big deal around here, so you would know who I am, but you just didn't see me here. So, I mean, get your story straight. That's ridiculous, not knowing who I am. We commanded this whole planet.
Well, we just got here. We just came here to help, and I didn't know what the commander looked like. I'll have to go find him later and talk to him or something.
No, it's me. How would you not know it's me? I'm the commander.
Okay.
You just didn't see me drunk. You're not good at following orders.
Vi just kind of like nudges Mal, like we're not gonna get anything else out of him.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your help.
You're welcome. You never saw me, but you know who I am. I'm a big deal. Commander Rex Lancer. You guys start to walk away, and there's like an incoming message from, who was it? Jyla. And then the sky grows dark, and you hear the sounds of thunder.
Are y'all seeing this?
Yeah, everything just got really dark.
Yep, we're gonna try to take cover. I think there's gonna be another attack. Doc, can you hurry up a little bit? And then we
People seem to need help, Jyla, Mavek.
yeah, those people will be us. We're in danger.
Is Sullivan's microphone or Sullivan's communicator broken? I can barely hear him.
There's a lot of noise in the background.
Jyla, Mavek, you make a very good point. Let us hurry.
Oh, there he is.
All right, so what's your guys' plan? What are you doing during this attack?
Well, I think Caitlin just said we're trying to find cover and hide.
Is the attack happening over by us too, or is it over by the docks?
So
only?
these are never coordinated, well-organized assaults. They seem random and like...
No, that's fine, but I'm asking, are we seeing the same attacking
Yeah,
thing
it's
going-
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
like
Okay.
everyone's in danger, basically. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Have we exchanged our information? Can we just say that we exchanged our information and like a quick thing?
Yeah, you guys all know everything.
Okay.
Unless information's shared, unless one of you wants information to not be shared.
Okay. Right now, I don't have a reason for information to not be shared.
No. Oh my gosh, that commander was awful.
Yeah, he didn't seem very good at his job, and he is extremely prejudiced. I don't blame him. I understand where he's coming from, but still, that was rough.
Cody, Jyla has like a theory on what is happening.
Okay.
Is that something we should talk about now or after the attack happens?
It depends if you're trying to tell me what you think the theory is, or if you're wanting to have a conversation with your crew about your theory.
I was telling the crew.
I mean, you can say that as you guys are kind of like running to cover. Are you guys going to try to get back to each other, or are you staying in separate parts of the city?
Do we want to try to get back to the ship and like take cover in the ship, our like already damaged ship? It's better than nothing, right?
Sure.
I mean, I think Jyla and Sully have a chance of doing that. I don't know how close you guys are to the shipyard.
Yeah, I don't know the orientation of the city to how far we went from everything.
Yeah, I don't know what our like locale is.
We're literally in the docks.
The way this would work is that you guys are going to have to make an act under pressure to like run across a battlefield, basically. And if you fail it, you'll get pulled into a battle. However, Sully and Jyla, you guys are basically at the ship now. You can just run over to the ship.
We do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you said we'd have to cross into the across the battlefield, and
When I say it's just that like there are going to be like drop ships landing around you as you're running, and there will be like blaster fire and things getting attacked.
Okay.
And that's what you're going to be running through to try to get back to the ship. So it's kind of up to you if you just want to shelter in place or if you want to try to make it to the ship.
what do you think, Vi?
Well, my first instinct as the person who needs to be taking care of the ship is to get to the ship. But I would totally respect a differing position because that is just my initial thought as the, the person who's trying to fix it.
And I kind of think Mal would also lean the same way because it's the first ship he was captain of, so He wants to protect the ship as well. So I guess we go for the ship.
Protect the ship.
All right.
We're going.
All right, both of you guys, act under pressure.
Is that a cool?
That is cool.
Fingers crossed. It's 8, 10.
13.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's 8 plus 2.
Nice.
Awesome. So you guys both succeed.
We are determined to get back to our ship.
Yeah, you start running back across. As you're running, the sky grows dark because of the shadow of a massive battle cathedral. It's an
Battle Cathedral. I love it.
Yeah, it's very clearly an imposition ship, but it's rare that it would be this monochromatic. Like, it almost looks scorched and burnt.
Would you say it looks evil?
It looks evil, yeah. More evil than a regular imposition ship. So you can see dropships falling from this ship as the assault on the city begins. As soon as they land, so as you're running through, you can see dropships landing nearby. When they land, you see creatures jumping from them and beginning to fire at different targets around the city. But none of them really take note of you in particular. They seem to all have their own random spattering of targets they are aiming at. You get back to the docks and make your way aboard the ship safely.
Yay.
So I don't know what y'all found out on your little excursion, but my understanding is that everyone thinks that the imposition is the one causing these attacks. I think they've been hijacked or overrun somehow with weird slime creatures, apparently. I don't know what to make of that, but I think the imposition ships are coming in and they do not have their original crews. Or if they do, they are mighty different.
I think it's safe to say that with them being slime monsters, that they are in no form related to the imposition directly. They may be tangentially transformed from the old crews, but I don't think the imposition would make slime monsters out of their foot soldiers.
I'm not saying they did it on purpose. I'm saying they've been reclaimed, so to speak.
Yes. I don't think the Emperor, God, King, Lord Majesty has anything to do with it.
I think it might have been like a military accident or something like that. So here's a question: when we crossed the battlefield and we saw like these soldiers, right? Did they basically look exactly like the guy described to Sully and Jyla? Like, I guess what was
retroactive investigation check to see if you noticed while you were running kind of more details about these guys.
What do we add to that?
Investigation is
smart, I think.
Sharp.
So I got a 7. Well, you know what? I'll say this just for flavor, and make it an 8. But I'm gonna have just quick thrown my drone up while we were running.
Oh, okay.
To kind of like retroactive, like, so I wasn't paying attention while running, but like once we're back in the ship and while Jyla and Sully are telling us what they've heard, I'm like, I've got my little video monitor and I'm going back through the footage.
Okay, so on a 7 to 8, that's a mixed success.
I imagine it probably gets destroyed.
Well, you
or
have
the
a
battery
choice.
dies.
I'm either going to feed you some misinformation or it gets destroyed.
Ooh. You know what? I'll say it gets destroyed.
Okay, so you see all good footage up until one of these creatures destroys it. What you see land is not dissimilar from what the ship worker described to Jyla. However, it's not as extreme. All of the people coming out of these pods are pretty clearly in position. They're wearing large power armor. They're carrying weapons that are reminiscent of the imposition. However, like the battle chapel above your guys' head right now, they look scorched and burnt and slightly off. So they're not like slimy, gross monsters. They're just not like... Imposition soldiers are generally kind of gaudy and bright and magnificent. These are kind of the opposite. They're like fully just in like blacked out armor, and there's not much personality to them. They kind of seem zombie-like, I would say. That's not really the right word. They don't seem to have much personality. They're very driven by a task.
Does it seem like they're all moving similarly, or is it just that they're very like stiff in their movements?
I would say very stiff in their movements is a good way to put it.
Okay.
So here's a question: in this instance, is resistance futile?
No. In this instance, resistance is not futile.
Okay.
Speaking of resistance being futile, as you guys are talking and comparing notes, a little alarm bleeps on the bridge of your ship.
That was going to be the next thing I checked.
What?
Is like any kind of radar that we have.
Yeah. You see several little dots approaching your vessel that does not fly. And that is where we're going to end this episode.
Dun dun dun.
Bum bum bum.
We hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Outlaws Wanted. All music is from danosounds.com. If you liked this show, you can check out more of our podcasts at the Wandering Gamer Network's website, as well as interact with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you're a fan of world building, check out the newest podcast to our network, World Shop. Cody and Jordan roll a d20 to determine the theme that they're going to use for the week, and then create in-depth worlds with narratives, histories, and their own unique flares. You can find World Shop on any podcast listening devices or podcast apps. Now remember, it's not the outlaw that makes trouble. It's trouble that makes the outlaw.